welcome to the Required Taste podcast. It looks like a fucking Willie Nelson concert outside. I don't know if you guys have been outside recently, but
it's not great. Like, it looks like Silent Hill, and it's about as safe as Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Out there, because Canada decided to catch on fire.
Canada's hotboxing us at the moment.
Apparently so. Just making fun of Indiana for not having legal weed at this point. Yeah, it's fucking show-offs.
It's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Fucking show-offs.
They all just took a collective hit and then blew it in our direction.
Right, like the wind will take it. Goddamn fairy tale bullshit Canada's on. They're not real. Their money's called loonies and toonies.
Yeah.
Anyways.
What?
Taking shots at Canada now.
I was not aware of that.
Shots
fired. Yeah. You have a loony and a toonie. I think the loonies their dollar and like the toonies change.
See,
yeah, like
you say it together, it sounds weird, but I'd have to hear it from like a Canadian, smooth in a sentence.
It still sounds fucking ridiculous because their money's called a loony. The fuck?
Like that bag of milk will be 6 loonies, please.
Right, like you can't be serious. With a fucking Monopoly money.
It's all colorful, it is.
It is colorful, right? It's colorful money.
Yeah, they got like rainbow loonies and toonies.
Right, literally. Go to Canada and just look at them. They're fucking maple syrup, mounties, and loonies.
I didn't know any of this. This is nice for me.
Oh, well, welcome to Required Taste Podcast. Fucking Canada.
Learn things.
Right, we're here to learn things, and Canada is over here just fucking on fire and shit, so here we are.
Well, they're not still on fire, are they?
That's an excellent question. I have absolutely no idea, but I will look it up.
I think it's just like lingering.
I didn't bother to.
Well, because I think when it was in New York, it was still on fire.
Okay,
I think
that was like 2 weeks ago.
Like I looked outside and I was like, "Goddamn Canadians!" And that was like about the most investigating I did.
I like the first thing that Google comes on is Canada still on fire?
Really?
Is it? Well, the first search was this Canada still on fire?
Canada still on fire?
Okay, so apparently this is the worst fire season on record because smoke has reached Europe as well. So that's the thing.
So I know that's pretty bad.
But global warming,
we're right here though.
Global warming isn't real though, right, guys?
Has that happened before though? Like smoke come down?
I don't think so. But I mean, if we think about it, we're only about 8 hours from Canada driving. So I mean, us getting it not that surprising. New York getting it again is right there, not that surprising. Europe though,
yeah, like
it's a whole pond in the middle of that.
Seems like the ocean would kind of just like stagnate over the ocean, right?
You would think. All right, so this is from the Times. Hundreds of fires currently burning throughout Canada. When was this from, though? This article was posted. Of course, it starts me at the bottom of the article, not the top. Thanks, appreciate that. New York Times. The 27th, till today. Yeah, it's still on fire.
Oh, yep.
Damn.
Yep, still on fire. Oh, and they actually have a smoke forecast for the area. We are in the middle of it. Literally.
We are. I saw a map of it, and it was like there's like red all around us, and then right in the center of where we are is like purple.
Like we have normal pollution to contend with already. Like we have all the factories. We have normal pollution already going on here.
It's already hard enough to breathe
here, right?
They're like, what looks worse than red on a map? Fucking purple.
Like currently, Northwest Indiana is in the midst of lean. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we out here just hanging out. You know?
We are all going to have like a nice hickory flavor after all this.
Yeah, nice and smoked, you know.
Jeez. Well, it's supposed to rain the rest of the week, so I'm sure that'll help.
Oh, God, I hope so.
But, which sucks because this weekend is supposed to rain and it's 4th of July weekend.
Oh, man.
Nice and schmuggy.
Yeah,
it's my mom's birthday tomorrow, too.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mama.
To your mom. Does your mom even listen to us?
No, she asked today. She's like, how do I listen to your podcast? Is it on YouTube?
It actually is.
And I was like, actually, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough,
like,
we are.
Then she asked, is it just sound? Can I watch it or is it just sound? And I'm like, it's just sound. And she goes, oh, okay.
Sorry, Barb. Just over here disappointing your mom.
Right.
Wouldn't be the first time we've done that.
Story of my life.
Yep. Anywho, so yeah, we're back. Thank you all for joining us as per usual. I actually got to start talking about how you can listen to us again because we've been doing pretty good, but our numbers been consistent. We need to up those numbers though. We've been doing better, but like we could be doing better.
Yeah.
So give us a like and follow. Follow us on your favorite social medias. So keep up to date on episodes. Follow us on on Spotify. We have a link tree and everything. We have a link tree everywhere.
Yeah, it really helps when you guys do that. And it kind of helps us keep track of our growth, and it's very encouraging when we get follows and likes and shares and stuff like that.
Like we get like 1 or 2 new people. I feel like every couple weeks, but like I feel like we can do better than that.
Yeah, rates, comments, shares, all that stuff. It's
Yeah, I actually do get the comments. Like if you leave a comment on Spotify, I do see it. So like
It'll also help if we ever decide to start doing like sponsorships in the future, because numbers are everything. So
True,
if we want to start
true.
like upgrading our equipment, getting better merch.
yeah, it's
doing,
just
like,
expensive.
Yeah, it is. And, if we ever just decide that we want to start doing sponsorships, the numbers help. So
Totally. Yeah. So keep an eye out for that. Please, 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 please share with your friends. That'd be tight.
yeah.
Anyways, what's our question for the day? We're over here bullshit about everything else.
yeah. So today, since we're going to be talking in that realm of stuff, what's your guys' favorite Disney movie?
I'll let B go first because B is excited about this one. Go ahead.
Lion King.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
It's always been Lion King. I've been obsessed with Lion King since I was freaking 4 years old. I just recently forced my grandpa to watch it because he had never seen it. I don't know. We were on the topic of like Shakespeare. We were talking about Shakespeare for some reason, and I was like,
Sure.
The Lion King is basically Hamlet.
Yeah, sure.
And he
yeah.
was like, the what? And I'm like, the Lion King? What do you mean the what? Excuse me, Grandpa?
Mm-hmm.
And so I made him watch it. And he, didn't really care that much, but he was like, it's cartoon lions. I don't know. But
Okay,
it's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite. I think the art is awesome. The story is awesome. It's so much fun. I love it. Love it. The live action version was shit, but
I didn't see it.
good. Don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Wasn't it like live action, but it was all CG anyways?
It was.
I've never understood
Quote unquote live action, but it was CG live action, so it wasn't really, but it was like
So,
Beyonce was Nala.
I don't have a problem with that part.
Yeah,
But,
it was
like-
so weird, and it took all the magic out of it, because the Lion King is so the Lion King is like supposedly a lot of the artistic style of it was inspired by like African art, and it was very colorful and like lots of color blocking and very fun, and but the live action kind of took all of that out of it, so it's just like dull colored and shitty looking.
Okay. All right. Well, there's that. I've never seen it. So I've seen the original Lion King, of course, but I've never seen the live action. But now I don't ever want to. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I actually didn't plan on watching any of the live action movies. So like, I like my childhood where the fuck it was.
I had so many questions. Like when you said live action, I was like, "Is this fucking Tiger
Well, it was
King?"
quote unquote. there's
Tiger King is the live action version of the Lion King.
fuck. I would actually watch. Now that I would watch. That sounds way more
like,
entertaining.
Dude, I remember when Tiger King first came out, and like I had
yeah.
never even heard of it before. Like it was before it was like memed to death. It had just come out, I think, like the day before. And me and my mom were sitting there doing paperwork, and I'm scrolling through Netflix just to try and find something for us to listen to in the background. And I turn on, I'm like, it looked like a documentary about tigers. And I'm like, oh, this looks like whatever. So I turn it on, and then like we're trying to do paperwork, but we're both just like glued to the TV. We're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's pretty much everybody's reaction to it. I mean, it was also like there was a perfect storm of COVID,
Yes.
lockdown, and then Tiger King. It's like
Yes.
Yeah.
the fuck combination was that?
Just shook the world.
Shit was weird, man.
Yeah.
we
It
couldn't
was-
find toilet paper.
God, it was
yeah.
like lightning in a bottle, that moment.
It's meth.
Yeah.
Fucking hated it. I remember having to drive to Cedar Lake to get groceries because there wasn't any fucking meat at the Highland one in Strax.
Yeah, I remember that.
I went
What the
to
fuck?
some weird little random grocery store in like Couts or something, me and my ex, and they told us that only one of us, so like we started going shopping in the store, and then they said that only one person per household or something was allowed in the store, and they were gonna like make one of us leave. Yeah, and I was like, I guess I can go stand outside, and my ex was like, no, fuck this, we're leaving. We just like left.
I don't need to eat.
Yeah. We just didn't have food.
First of all, Kaus is backwards in many ways.
Yeah.
Second of all, your ex was an idiot. So
Yeah,
that,
true,
that there's
that's
no part of there's,
A perfect storm right there.
there's just no part of that story that surprised me at all.
It's like you already knew the whole time. You're like, I'm not going to eat.
Oh yeah. Before we even went in there, I'm like, this is a doomed mission.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I'll say it every time. I'll never forgive you motherfuckers for that.
Is the toilet paper incident? No, not at all.
Toilet paper.
Not at all. Thankfully, I had a moment. Like, wait a minute. No stores have it. I'll just go to Amazon.
That's a good idea.
Amazon had it, and I had ordered I still order my toilet paper in bulk to this day just cause, but it came like it was boxed like a bunch of toilet paper in it, and I still order it because I mean whatever,
Yeah.
and they deliver the box to my front door as Amazon does, but it says Charmin on it so people know what it is. So I'm like, that was on my front porch. If somebody tries to steal my toilet paper, I'm murdering somebody.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like I'm not going to jail for that. It's self-defense on my ass cheeks. So yeah.
I was like, so I never really had an issue with it. Like I normally get my toilet paper at Costco, so I normally have like a ton
A
of it
plethora.
all the time. So I was stocked for a while, and then I think somebody gave me a bunch like mid-COVID. They went and they were like, Costco has it. We're stocking up. Do you want some? And I'm like, sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, the last thing you want to be out of is shit tickets. So
Yeah.
I totally understand that. I mean, like, you can always do the shower method, but like, shit and just hop in the shower real quick.
Oh my god,
Ass first.
how annoying! What the hell?
Clean as fuck.
Or get a bidet. I
A
guess.
poor man's bidet is a shower.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, a bidet, I know 2 or 3 people who have them, and like, I feel like a fucking caveman when I shit in my own house now. 'Cause I don't
Right.
have one yet.
Everybody rants and raves about bidets and how great they are.
amazing.
See, before it was air fryers. Everybody in air fryer. Now everybody needs a fucking bidet.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're not wrong.
We are evolving.
They're not wrong. I mean, shout out to my
evolving.
buddy Mike, who's been preaching bidets for the past like decade. He's been preaching this shit for a minute, and I'm gonna buy one eventually.
You know,
it's on my Amazon cart. I just need to.
Unpopular opinion of mine is I'm not really a huge fan of my air fryer. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I have such a limited counter space, and it's
Oh,
huge. This
yeah.
thing is massive, and it takes up so much counter space. But I'm also like it does the same thing my oven does, or my toaster oven. I have an oven. I have a toaster oven. There's nothing I can't do. With
have
those
all three, yes.
2 items that I can do in the air fryer, and it's a pain in the ass to clean.
Yeah, mine's not that bad to clean. Just 2 pieces.
See, mine has like the basket that you have to pull out, and then you've got the liner, and then you've got that little griddle thing on the inside of the.
Oh damn, that's a
liner.
lot going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is in
like
2 pieces.
It's like a big vessel. Mine.
Yeah,
It's just got like a cage thing in it, and then you just clean that in the pot, and that's
That's it. All right.
yeah.
I don't
Damn.
know. I guess I have a fancy one.
I mean, I'm not surprised by that. You are high class. By comparison to the rest of us. We're talking about fucking Disney movies.
Oh, sorry.
All right, yeah, we got completely sidetracked on that
That
one.
was a tangent.
Holy shit, that took a turn. DJ, what's your favorite Disney movie?
That was super quick. Yeah. So like, was never a Disney fan as a kid.
Wait, can I guess? Can I guess your favorite Disney movie? Treasure Planet.
I don't even know. That
I've never
one.
seen.
What?
What is that one?
Yeah.
Seriously?
I don't know either.
Oh God, both of you would love it.
Okay. Like, we're just gonna stop recording. And go. I mean, I have Disney Plus. Like,
Let's go. Let's go on it right now. Both of you would love that movie. Dang.
order a pizza, maybe. Let the pizza guy drop through the smoke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, air quality sucks. So you can deliver this pizza though.
Yeah, you can get here. You got
Right.
the circulation thing in your car. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
So no, I've never was a big fan of Disney movies. Like when I was a kid, my dad would like make fun of me and my brother for watching like certain cartoons. So we used to watch like Nick at Night, which would consist of like I Love Lucy,
Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island.
I loved Nick.
Or we'd watch like MASH or some fucking. At the time, it wasn't funny to me at all.
No, yeah.
It was just like real.
Well, you're a
mundane,
kid. You
know?
don't give a shit about MASH.
Yeah, like
Right.
it was like, or like the Munsters, you know, or something like that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, for
just these
sure.
old fucking
Yeah.
Bewitched and all that shit, you know.
I really liked.
yeah.
I liked I Dream of Jeannie, and I liked Gilligan's Island. But
yeah.
all the other ones, I really didn't have much interest in. As
Yeah, it was like sometimes they were funny, sometimes they weren't, you know.
Sure.
But so my favorite Disney movie though would probably be something newer. Wreck-It Ralph, I thought was
Oh,
the
yeah.
shit. I
a good
loved. I saw
I
that in
didn't think about
theaters.
using a new one. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I was also thinking like classic Disney, but
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, like my
Yeah.
first thought was classic Disney, like when we were kids. But like, yeah, I haven't seen one of
There's some
those.
good
Yeah.
ones that are newer.
Because I don't even
Yeah.
know if I'd have one when I was a kid. I didn't really
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Yeah, I
You
don't know.
got to watch Treasure Planet, though. I think you would like it. I think both of you would
I
really
mean,
like it.
I can Disney Plus one and just
Yeah.
right, real quick. Just pause it.
We'll be back.
And we're back.
We'll be right back.
And we're back with a review now of this movie.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Yeah, that's now that I thought about like the newer ones. I haven't seen a lot of newer movies either. Honestly, I just don't really watch movies like I used to. But when I was a kid, though, I mean, Aladdin was pretty tight.
Mm-hmm.
But like now, I think about the newer ones though. Big Hero 6 was my fucking shit though.
Yeah, that's a good one
Like
too.
Big Hero 6 was
Which one was that one?
Baymax.
with the inflatable marshmallow thing called
Baymax.
Baymax.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
I was a really big fan of that movie.
That made me cry.
Oh, the one his brother died? Oh, that was a spoiler. my
Spoiler
bad.
alert.
All right. First and foremost, if you haven't seen
Yes, you know, it's not really
it's a
spoiler,
Disney
'cause
trope anyways.
It happens like right at the
Hit
beginning
the
of the
fucking
movie.
drum thing. Oh, fuck you.
There you go.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, so, all right. In my defense, though, if you haven't seen the movie by now, that's not my fault. Second of all, it's a Disney trope anyway. Somebody's got to fucking die.
And it happens like kind of in the beginning of the movie anyway.
Oh,
So it's not
yeah.
like the big reveal or anything.
Well, yeah, it's like, oh, my brother Takashi. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah. Oh, look at this great, awesome, super cool brother that I have. He's the
Right.
best. He's the best. Love him. Love him. Love him.
And
Oh, now
then
he's dead.
Right. Right. I watched more like non-Disney movies as a kid though. Anyway, it's like I love like because Jungle Book wasn't Disney, was it? It was really.
Yes.
All right, then I prefer Jungle Book to Aladdin. Then.
Okay.
That's easy.
Did you watch like DreamWorks or like the Don Bluth movies? I forget what studio that was.
Whatever studio made Fightful Goes West,
Yeah, I think that's the Don Bluth.
and
Guys.
All Adults Go to Heaven.
What was that? Oh, what studio was that? Hang on, wait, let me see.
We're gonna keep it pushing while B
for
figures
it.
this out.
I didn't know it was such a wide fucking range. I haven't heard of any of those fucking movies.
All Adults Go to Heaven is my all-time favorite
I
cartoon
love
of
that.
all time.
Okay, that one I know
Like
for sure.
I own it on DVD. I will let you borrow it so you can cry in your house to yourself when you watch that movie because you will have a tear or 5.
Oh, I guess Universal.
Well, yeah, but they weren't
No.
they were separate at the time though.
Yeah, they were.
Right.
That's the day my dad will get me back. I'll be watching it and crying in the living room, and my dad will be behind me smoking a cigarette, laughing. He'll be like, "I fucking knew it."
But don't get me wrong. I've laughed at thousands of sad movies. I mean, like I've told you the story about me and The Notebook and how I've laughed at that movie. So I mean, I laugh at some really horrible things. But All Adults Go to Heaven though, man. Charlie,
Charlie.
right? The only Charlie I've ever given a fuck about.
So the
Do the thing. Do the.
I think the little girl, I could be wrong about this, but I want to say the little girl who did the voice of the girl in All Dogs Go to Heaven
Sure.
was also the voice of Ducky in The Land Before Time. The one who goes, yep, yep.
Oh yeah. Wasn't there something really fucked up that happened?
She was murdered.
That's right.
She
Yeah.
was murdered when she was like 6 years
She was
old.
a kid,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. There's that. There's
She was murdered right before the All Dogs Go to Heaven movie came out.
Right.
And so they like dedicated it to her at the end of it.
yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was she was murdered by like her father, I think.
I think it was one of her parents. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very fucked up.
Yeah, it was super crazy. There's that. There's the original Peter Pan, the live action Peter Pan, not the cartoon Peter Pan, who got addicted to drugs, and they found him like in an underground tunnel, dead, and then, like he was like 33, I think, at the time. It was fucked up.
Fucking Disney World is a cold, cold world, man.
It really is, especially if you're a child actor,
That's
because he was a child actor, made famous by being Peter Pan, and then as an
Yeah.
adult he couldn't cope with not.
That's wild. That this episode makes me want to talk about another topic after this that is
Write it
also
down.
involved with Disney. It's on there. It's
Okay.
been on there. Yeah.
Perfect.
But yeah, we should get into it.
Yeah, let's dive on in. I mean, we're 20 minutes into this bad boy.
Really
Yeah.
quick,
Oh,
those,
yeah.
those movies that you're talking about, I guess it was just Don Bluth Studios.
Oh.
Is what it was called.
Okay.
But that's what I was. Do you remember I was
Donnie
talking about
B.
the Don Bluth hair? Like the 90s boy hair. I was trying to tell you guys about that.
What?
Last week. Was it last week or the week before?
don't
I was
know,
talking
yeah.
about. Never mind. Because we were talking about like I don't know,
like the Home Improvements kid.
Yeah,
where his
yeah.
shit's like
Oh,
parted
that,
down and then-
yeah.
Jonathan
okay.
Taylor Thomas.
Yeah.
hair.
Okay, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yep, that's the They call it the Don Bluth hair.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, so our topic today, we're 20 minutes in, so it's about time we actually get to the sauce,
Oh, gosh.
to the meat and
Yeah.
potatoes, if you will, of this of our conversation today. So, as the question that we asked alluded to, we are going to talk about Disney movies today. However, we're going to talk about the darker side of Disney. So, as most people, or maybe some people don't know, maybe some people are unawares, a lot of Disney movies, like the princess movies particularly, came from very, very dark tales, like the Grimm Adventures, which are German. Some of these are Chinese. There are others that I think one was Pocahontas
Pocahontas is a true story.
well, yeah, that's also a true story.
Yeah.
So that was I guess early American. But yeah, they all come from either legends or the Grimm tales, which, as the name suggests, the Grimm brothers were, or the Brothers Grimm were very, very, very grim. So we're gonna dive into that today. Yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this all came about. I think I was talking to the homie Diamond about it, and like we just started talking about Disney movies one day. I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, they're all fucked up.
They really are.
Like, let's talk about it on the podcast. She's like, yeah, it's a great idea. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and here we are.
Hell yeah.
shout out.
Thank you, Diamond, for this one.
Shout
'cause
out
I
to
love
Diamond.
it. I love it.
So let's get started. Who wants to go first?
Let me go first because
There we go.
I don't really know a lot about this movie in general, the normal one.
Because you
Okay,
probably
well,
haven't
which-
seen it, right?
Like I said, I've seen a lot of these movies. I just don't remember like
Yeah.
anything. I've seen it like once when I was a kid.
Sure.
Or my fucking 8th grade English teacher made me
Yeah,
watch it
yeah.
once. You know. But I'm gonna do Cinderella story,
All right.
which is actually I thought this one's pretty fucked up. You guys said it wasn't the most fucked up one,
No,
Oh,
I
they're
mean,
worse.
There's it's fucked up, but there are ones that are more fucked up.
which is quite funny. You know.
Right.
So
Quote unquote funny. There we go.
in the Disney movie, Cinderella is Ella. Ella's nickname in the Grimm brothers is Aschenputtel.
Wow, das ist schon mein Freund.
I've been saying that German style in my head all day, and I think I nailed it.
That's pretty good.
I fucking
Yeah.
Yes.
You got
It's
it.
a cute name.
and that they named her that because she sleeps near the hearth where all the ashes gather,
Gotcha.
which that sucks. Yeah,
So kind of the same thing as Cinderella, because
Yeah.
like cinders from the.
yeah.
Oh
kinda.
yeah,
fire.
yeah, there you
Kinda
go.
the same thing.
That's interesting.
In the original Disney movie, they don't really explain a lot about her situation, like how her father died and all that stuff. The Grimm brothers go into a lot of detail about that.
Of course they do.
Like death? Okay.
Fucking course
Yeah,
they
like
do.
about how Cinderella's mom died. The father did not die, though, in the Grimm brothers story. He was just like, didn't give a shit.
He just married the evil stepmother and
Yeah.
was like, do whatever you want.
Yeah, he's like, whatever, it's cool. As long as you're happy, sweetheart, you know, that type of thing, you know.
You and your devil cat.
Yeah, which that's kind of fucked up, you know, because like the Grimm story was 1800s, I think 1812, and I don't know when the next Cinderella story was written, but it was like 100 years fucking
So
later or
like,
something like
I
that.
know that the Disney movie Cinderella was in, I think, the 50s.
Oh yeah, so yeah, well over 100 years later.
But I
Okay.
don't,
Yeah.
I don't know if that was kind of like the first newer iteration or if there was like
There's
something before that.
There was a lot over time, like from different countries. Like
Yeah.
China had a version, and Greece had a version, and all this other stuff, you know. But they were all different. All of them had like little different quirks, you know. In the Disney version, her friends were mice. The Grimm brothers, it's birds, which I guess really isn't really that bad. That's not really too grimace right
Yeah.
there, you know.
Well, the birds come back.
The birds.
the birds may come back, but carry on.
Yeah, they do. So there's no fairy godmother in the Grimm story too. There's a fairy godmother that you know, talks to Cinderella in the regular one. But this one, no, the girl just goes and visits her mother's grave and like leaves her like trinkets and flowers and stuff, and that's like her fairy godmother. You know,
Significantly more sad.
quite literally.
Oh yes.
Her ghost godmother.
Yeah, like what if that's where the term came from? Like someone just visiting like their mother's grave or something. They were like, "Where did you at?" You were like, "I was with the fairy godmother." You know.
I don't know.
Carry on. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, that just sounds real grimace, you know. What is the next one here? See, this is why it sucks because like I don't know the movie too well. Okay, so the fairy godmother grants the following wishes to Cinderella. That doesn't happen in the Grimm Brothers movie. It's this fucking hazel tree that grows by her mother's grave that she gets wishes from.
Magic hazel tree. The original movie is like so basic. Like it's basically like Cinderella has an evil stepmother, evil stepsisters that like abuse her or whatever. She has to clean everything. And then she gets a fairy godmother who gives her a fancy dress. She goes to a ball, dances with the prince, loses her slipper, comes back. He finds her because of her shoe, and then they get married. That's it.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Yeah, that's
And they made fucking billions from it.
they twisted everything around this one. Because this one in the Grimm Brothers, it wasn't a ball that they were going to. He holds like a royal celebration to find his bride. And the whole glass slipper thing is probably the most fucked up part about this story. Because in the Grimm Brothers story, they actually cut off part of Cinderella's heel and toes in order to make it fit into the slipper.
I thought
No, that was the sisters.
I thought the stepsisters did that.
Yeah, so
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
so the stepsister.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
Because like it was her slippers and it only fit her.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
But then the stepsisters wanted it to fit them so they could marry the prince. So
Oh, that's even worse, dude. Like, holy shit, man.
damn,
Like,
you gotta be real desperate for some D.
like they did it themselves. They were
You
like,
gotta be real desperate for that man.
said, I'm gonna get this money.
Yeah, there's a story. There's some other stories. Going into that. Yeah, so a few of these stories are going to be about well, you know.
Little grimace. Okay, so you said like the birds. The birds are kind of like a protective figure to Cinderella, or what's the original? Aschenputtel.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
that little
Aschenputtel.
puttel at the end.
Yeah, there you go. That's actually pretty good.
You kind of like crunch the L at the end.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're doing
Flawless.
pretty good. That's actually pretty good German right there. Look at you coming along.
You know? Yeah, that'll be funny. Holy shit! If I can get like a whole sentence.
Yeah. No.
Now I
Hey,
got
be
an idea for that.
supportive.
I have an
Actually, I have a book of German, right? If you want to borrow
the
it.
next intro for the podcast is going to be all in fucking
I believe in you.
in
DJ.
German. Yeah.
I think you could do it.
I can do it now.
Do it. Do it right now.
Hello. Oh goodness. Let me see.
Wow.
There you go.
That's English.
Hello is hello in German. HALLO.
Isn't it like hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Willkommen to their Required Taste podcast. Yeah, that's it.
You can't say required taste in German.
Would be damn near required taste. And that's also a name, not a thing. So,
Well, yeah, but it's
But if
less
I rec-
impressive.
fucking shit. All right, carry on. I want to do this.
All right.
Okay, so this is what I'm trying to figure out here. So these birds come back, like Aaron said in the story, to pretty much fuck up the two sisters
Yeah.
in a pretty fucking major way, you know, because apparently the prince was alerted of the stepsisters lying about 2 carrier pigeons, and those pigeons then pecked the sisters' eyeballs out.
Cute.
Yep.
I feel like I'm missing a whole part right there to why they lied about the pigeons. But yeah, that's pretty fucked up. They have like all these old fucking like pictures
Ugh.
that look like you ever see the movie The Crow? That's what that reminds
Oh,
me of.
yeah.
That scene where the Chinese lady gets her fucking
Damn.
Oh yeah, there we go.
her goddamn eyeballs pecked out. You know,
That sucks.
yeah. So
You know,
They ain't
it's
got
funny.
no toes. They ain't got no eyes.
Right, you're missing a heel, you're missing a couple toes, missing your eyes now. You're kind of all fucked
yeah,
up
it's
at
kind
this
of fucked
point.
up. You know, like
Well, they kind of deserved it though. I mean, not even kind of. They really deserved it.
yeah, because like I mean, it's kind of the same thing, like you said, and the sisters were like shitty to Cinderella all the time. You know,
Yeah.
but it was probably way fucking worse in the Grimm Brothers story. You know.
In one of the Cinderella sequels, one of the stepsisters has like a redemption arc. Yeah. It's kind of shitty.
That's wild.
But it's
Fair enough.
Yeah. it's a sequel. It's one of those straight to DVD sequels.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking wild. Yeah, I really don't have any much more on Cinderella. I did like a
Okay.
quick little fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I can do
Sure,
Pocahontas
I'll go last. That's
if
cool.
you want. Sure.
Yeah, why not?
So Pocahontas is where we're getting some actual history here, because Pocahontas is was a real person. Her name was actually not Pocahontas, like her actual given name, birth name. It was Amanute was her birth name. And in her tribe, which was the Powhatan tribe, it was a common practice to like have a name given to you at birth, and then as you get older and you develop a personality, you get kind of a different name given to you. So her birth name is Amanute, and then her name that she got later was Matoaka, and then she was called Pocahontas. It's like a nickname, which meant playful one because of her frolicsome and curious nature. So supposedly, like, her personality was kind of similar to the movie. She was like adventurous and outgoing and kind of did her own thing. But basically the fact that she was part of the Powhatan tribe and she was the daughter of the chief, like, that's where the similarities end.
Yeah.
So she probably never met John Smith when he was in America. So basically, he like saw her as a child. He had like relations with the Powhatan tribes, and he was trying to form an alliance with the chief, and he saw her as a child. She would have been like 10 years old. And he like noted in these, I don't know, letters and stuff that he wrote that she was 10, and kind of creepily he talked about how beautiful she was, and I'm like, oh, whatever. And he noted that she was like the favorite daughter of the chief, because it was common for chiefs to have like a bunch of wives and a bunch of daughters, and she was his favorite. So he kind of was like, all right, filing that away for later, mental note. And eventually, I guess what was kind of happening was the Jamestown colonists and the Powhatans, there was like tension, and the colonists, the men of the colony were like kidnapping and raping the tribe members. And in like Native American culture and Powhatan culture, rape was like this really big crime. Like, it was like immediate death sentence.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it was not a common crime. It was like, you rape someone, you're done. Like,
I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Yeah, that sounds fair to me.
So when several of their tribe members were like captured and raped, they were like, okay, this is an act of war, essentially. Like, it wasn't a big deal to the colonists. They're just like, oh, they're just women. But it was like an act of war, essentially, to the Native Americans. So they started going at it. They were warring, and they were tensions were really high. So John Smith remembered that there was this like daughter of the chief that was his favorite daughter. So he was like, all right, bet, kidnap her. We'll use her as a bargaining chip. So she had already married. So in the Disney movie, she like is supposed to marry this guy named Kocoum, who's like another member of her tribe. He's like really close to her age and whatever. They actually were married in real life. Like, she married him. They were in love, and she married him, and then she moved to his tribe, which was closer to Jamestown than where she originally lived. So John Smith sent somebody there to go kidnap her. They kidnapped her like days after she gave birth to her first baby. Like, okay, trigger warning. This is about to get really fucked up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So they kidnapped her literal days after she gave birth to her first baby. They kidnapped her, threw her into a jail cell, which was like in one of their ships.
Right.
And just like raped her all the time. Like, she was in there for at least like 4 or 5 months. I mean, it could have been way longer, but some records say months.
God damn it.
And she was just like continually being raped over and over again. And John Smith was like, we'll give you your daughter back when you surrender all of your, food and supplies and blah, blah, blah. And the chief was like, we don't even have anything. Like, we have nothing to give you. And John Smith was like, fuck you. So he never gave her back. Eventually, one of her rapists got her pregnant, and they kind of freaked out. They're like, oh shit, when you assholes got the princess pregnant. So they're like, they knew that if the Native Americans found out about that it would be like all hell would break loose. Supposedly, Kocoum, her husband, was killed trying to rescue her. That's like a part of their oral tradition, is that he rode in and got all the way to like the outside of the ship, like just murking motherfuckers on his way there. And then eventually was like shot and killed right before he rescued her. Yeah. So she was pregnant, and they're like, well, what the fuck are we going to do? She's got to marry somebody. So there was this guy named John Rolfe, who, if you got, well, neither of you, I'm sure, have seen Pocahontas 2.
They made a second one?
They made a second one. And
Why?
I don't know. It was supposed to be about her relationship with John Rolfe. And it's like, I don't know if they were trying to make it more historically accurate, but they like accomplished the exact opposite, I think.
Well, it's kind of hard to make it anything this historically accurate for children.
I know.
So
It's so bad. But so basically, he was like, he was a tobacco farmer, and he was trying to establish good relations with the Native Americans again. So he was like, all right, I'll marry her. I'll marry this, daughter of the chief, and hopefully that will ease some tensions, because someone's got to marry her. She's pregnant. Otherwise, it's going to be bad. So he marries her. He forces her to convert to Catholicism. He forces her to change her name to Rebecca. She's like baptized as a Catholic. She's forced to learn English. She's forced to start wearing English clothing. And she, unfortunately, is never allowed to see her family again. Her father sent her a pearl necklace on her wedding day, because he was not allowed to attend her wedding, which was very sad. And then after that, she was basically taken to England, which the silver lining of this story is how she ended up meeting with the Queen, and she was meeting with all of these kind of English nobles and showing them, hey, Native Americans are like actually human beings. Like, I'm a real person. I can speak English. Like, talk to me for a little bit. Get to know me. We're not savages. And so she kind of established a little bit of a like better reputation in England for the American natives, which was a good thing. So she actually did. She was a very like good, positive representation for her people, essentially. So she gave birth to, I guess, her and John Rolfe's son, Thomas. He wasn't really his son, and he knew that, so he kind of like didn't really give a shit about him. And eventually they were like begging him to let them go back to America to visit her family. So she was getting better and better at speaking English, and he was kind of afraid that she was going to expose him and expose like what was done to her, because basically the story that they told was that she saved John Smith's life from being murdered. That wasn't actually true. She fell in love with John Rolfe, and it was kind of this like star-crossed lovers thing, and they fell in love despite being from two different cultures, and it was kind of like the story that they were selling to the public.
They didn't tell him like we played fucking musical chairs with this woman.
Yeah, exactly.
For 5 fucking months.
Exactly.
Jesus, that's a terrible description.
Yeah, basically.
That's what happened.
It was, yeah.
That's the nicest way I could have said it.
It really is. It really is. But
yeah, okay. I got nothing, so you right.
Yeah, so like they were basically trying to make it sound a lot better than it was. And she kind of became a little famous. Like there were people in England buying like souvenirs of her like baptism and stuff. Like they were having like portraits and stuff, and they would buy these portraits. I don't know. She was like a celebrity.
So you mean to tell me, way before Belle Delphine, somebody sold their bathwater?
She probably could have.
You said the baptism, the water.
No, like portraits of her.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant like the baptism water. I'm like, what the fuck?
No. They bought portraits.
Oh, okay,
that
my
were
bad.
painted of her baptism.
I'm out here making money, baby.
Right. I mean, there has to be something good come out of
She was
this.
like the OG influencer.
Right, because fucking shit.
No, but
there's nothing good about her story. And even like the silver lining with her speaking to the Queen didn't stop them from taking the rest of their land. Like
No, not at all.
like it maybe gave them a pause.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. But she kind of like was a little bit of an ambassador for her people, and she took that very seriously. Like
Sure.
she did work really hard trying to be an ambassador for her people.
You know what year this was?
It was about 20 years after our episode we did about Roanoke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, I mean,
Okay.
like that's when John Smith first arrived at Jamestown.
I feel like we mentioned this in that episode.
We did a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go back and listen to that episode, everybody.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I was just kind of curious because like it would during the Revolutionary War, the natives were on the side of the British, and I was wondering if there was any connection between the two, but I don't think so.
No, I think that was
It was too many
way
years.
before.
It's
Yeah.
just too many years apart.
Yeah.
Anywho, carry on.
So basically she was getting better at speaking English, and they were kind of afraid that she was going to be like, these assholes kidnapped me. So she begged John Rolfe. She's like, just let me go home and visit my family. You know, we've got a 2-year-old son. I want him to know his relatives and everything. And he was like, all right, get out of here. So she gets on the ship with her 2-year-old, and they set sail. She gets a mysterious disease and dies on the way there. And according to Native American oral traditions, she was poisoned. There's nothing in records that says that for sure, but like I really wouldn't be surprised. So anyway, her son, Thomas, John Rolfe basically like tried to disown him. He was like, that's not my kid. I don't want nothing to do with that kid. And his brother actually kind of stepped up and raised him, and then eventually demanded that he will his estate to Thomas. So when John Rolfe died, he had no other heirs. He willed his estate to Thomas. Thomas became a wealthy landowner in England.
Oh, okay. Well, there is at least
Scroll
some
over.
good part for
Yeah.
the
He
story.
Said Thomas? I don't know any Thomas.
Right.
I never met a Thomas in my life.
Right in colonial, you know, I was like, I've never met a Thomas before.
Definitely not my son.
There's 15 Thomases.
Right, within a block of
Yeah.
you. Fucking shit.
So. But yeah, she never got to see her family ever again. She never got to meet her
fucking-
first child, basically, and
It's depressing.
I know,
Yeah, that's
very very sad.
Well, then
But yeah, the whole kind of thing with her throwing herself over John Smith. He claimed that happened. Like he wrote a book about it, but it was basically all just like sensationalized. He was trying to, he was trying to capitalize on this little bit of fame that Pocahontas had, and
That's like when O.J. Simpson wrote that book.
Yeah.
If I did
Oh,
it, this is
if
how
I did
would do
it, right.
exactly.
I can't believe he got away with that. Like the fact that you got away with it twice, essentially.
He was talking with his lawyer. He's like, I'm kind of
Right.
broke, man. I don't know what you could do. He's like, you could write a book.
Right. What if you did? Man, OJ Simpson fucked up so much. If it wasn't for OJ Simpson, we wouldn't have the Kardashians right now.
Oh my God, you're right.
Fucking OJ.
Yeah.
Wow.
The juice.
Yeah.
Jackass. We have to do something to lighten the mood up because, God, that was depressing.
I know, it was really really
We need
sad.
to go out. I'm gonna go outside and
I was sorry. That
breathe
was
some smog.
that was a
smoke a
really
cigarette.
fucked up.
Right.
Yeah, that one was really fucked up. But.
Yeah, that is a tale.
Yeah,
But,
it's so funny because like the Disney movie is so like inspiring and happy ending, and she falls in love with John Smith and
how dare they?
paint with all the colors of the wind.
And like, I want to know the fucking guy who was like, we can turn this around,
It was
Yeah.
a white dude, I guarantee it.
turn
Well-
it into a kid's fucking thing.
So basically, like it was kind of a very widely believed story because John Smith himself wrote that like she saved his life, and he claimed that they had a relationship, and that she ended up falling in love. It was like widely believed in England that she fell in love with John Rolfe, and that they got married because they loved each other, and like whatever, she was happy. Like
Yeah.
that was kind of the belief that was held for a really long time.
I can see that.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised that it got turned into a Disney movie.
I mean, he was alive. She wasn't. And he was an English dude who knew how to write.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that does add up. I mean, who's going to tell anybody different?
Exactly. And he was like, oh, yeah, I was there for this this thing that happened with this famous Indian chick.
He's writing one of them feather pens. He's like,
On his quill.
who's to say it didn't happen like this?
Basically, yeah.
I mean, pretty much. That's how that went. Yeah. Yeah, damn.
So,
Well, that's anyways,
Okay.
so
What's,
I
you
got
the
some-
horn one? Play the horn one.
oh, the wah, wah.
hate myself for doing that. I really do. I hate myself right now. Just so you know,
you like hesitated for a second
because it's so inappropriate.
You knew you had to do it.
You're right.
It had to be done.
That was so fucking inappropriate.
And I think that one is the worst because it was a true story.
Because it's a true right.
Yeah.
Then we put that in the middle.
That's so
Yeah.
wild.
Well, I got some stories to tell, and they're at least fucking fiction.
Yeah, why don't you like
All
the
right,
movie?
good.
Yeah, like I'm gonna do something
Bring
with
us
it.
back.
I'm gonna do something with it. All right, here we go. I'm gonna ruin the Little Mermaid for everybody.
Really, what could go wrong with
A lot. So first and foremost, the Little Mermaid movie just came out recently, so that's why this is very, very apt because they just came out with the live action one of that, which actually at least had live people in it.
Yeah,
And
really. Wasn't
live
all
action Lion King
CGI.
bullshit. There's a lot of CGI in it anyways, but I mean, at least they had people in there singing.
I'm going to see that this weekend.
Oh, right. I heard it was good.
I heard it was good too.
So,
I'm taking my
that's-
mom for her birthday.
Oh, that's neat.
Nice.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that. But until then, I'm going to ruin it. So, anywho,
Fuck it up, boy.
back to me fucking up everything. Little Mermaid was written by Hans Christian Andersen back in 1837. Okay, this starts off with Little Mermaid has some sisters actually, so it wasn't just her. It was the king was still there. He didn't have his wife had died a long time ago. Blah blah. So it was the king raising a few kids, actually, a few daughters.
King Triton. Have you seen all those memes that are going along with the live action? It's like because all his daughters are so diverse, he's like, damn, King Triton be getting around the seven seas.
I mean, King of the Seas. I mean,
Yeah.
you got a lot going on there. So
The hoes in different area codes.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, different bodies of water. Got Atlantic and Pacific.
So I got an Atlantic baby. I got Pacific baby.
Right, Indian Ocean, baby.
Ocean baby.
Mediterranean.
Right, all the exotic.
Black Sea. I've been everywhere.
Right. Oh god, the Black Sea. Anyways, there's a joke to be made there. The new Little Mermaid is black. The Black Sea. I'm just saying.
Under the sea.
Better, down where it's wetter.
Fucking really bad Jamaican accent. All right. So, anyways, so Little Mermaid, when the thing was with their culture, when mermaids turn 15, they're able to go to the surface. So he had a bunch of kids. Like we mentioned before, they're all a year apart. So every daughter, all of her sisters would come back and say, like, oh, the surface is so great, blah, 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 blah. So she finally gets to go to the surface. She gets up there, and lo and behold, there's a boat, there's a prince. He's having a fucking party. So, for his birthday. So, all right, everything's cool until the ship just sinks, and she saves his life.
Was there like a storm like in the movie?
I probably skipped over that part.
Okay.
Also, because I don't remember the Little Mermaid movie either, actually.
Really? That's basically the same so far.
Sure, we're getting there. So, other than there wasn't a crab named Sebastian. Fuck that guy.
Sebastian. He's the coolest.
The only reason why I know anything about Little Mermaid is because of Kingdom Hearts, the games that had
So
Disney.
you haven't seen the movie?
I don't remember it at all, no.
Nice. Both of you need to.
We
catch
had
up.
some manly ass dads who wanted us to be manly ass men.
Yep.
I guess, but these movies. I mean,
Toxicity.
some,
Trauma. Goddamn. We're over here breaking these bonds right
Emotional damage.
No, damn it.
now about what our fucking fathers have done to us. You know, they wanted some manly men. Look at us now.
Man, you guys, these movies are like art, though. You guys got to see some of them. They're so good.
Yeah, I'm all right. That's been 36 years. Anywho, so the thing is, she saves Prince, and puts him on land. Essentially, when she gets there, because obviously she's a mermaid, she can't go on land, but she drags him to shore at least, and
Kind of.
pretty much. And this woman at a temple, was right next to a temple. This woman that was at the temple found him and saved his life. Well, finished saving his life, essentially. So she's like, oh man, I fell in love with this dude. There's a lot of that going on here. So that's a lot of this. But like, there's this man. I want to be in his life. I'll do whatever it takes.
He smelled real good.
He smelled like the fresh air and seawater. And apparently she fell in love with him. So she was talking to her sisters like, hey, there's this dude up there. I'm trying to get some of that land dick. And
How do you think mermaids have sex?
well, I'm assuming it's like fish. So there's eggs and some fertilizing going on. And,
It's just not a whole lot of fun to be had.
No, because it's two separate things. So you've seen fish being the eggs and shit? Yeah.
I mean, I haven't, but I can guess.
Yeah, there's eggs and like the dude crop dust semen over it essentially.
Oh wow!
But in the water.
That is no fun at all.
No, for nobody really.
Yeah.
No.
So she was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, pretty much. Like I'm trying to get the real deal.
Trying to get some legs up in here.
Right.
She's like, that's how we're supposed to have sex? Like, I'm not fucking doing that.
She's like, I really want legs to to walk or,
Right.
dance or
Right.
you know.
So, so the legend is that that mermaids when they die they turn into sea foam, which is a thing.
So sea foam is just dead mermaids.
Ton of them. And then, but humans, when we die, we have an eternal soul. So our souls go to heaven or hell. Essentially, is the whole thing. Mermaids don't get that luxury. So there was an evil sea witch, mind you. This was the thing. I don't know if her name was Ursula or not, but still. What happened was she talked to the evil witch in a bad neighborhood. She's like, "Hey, I'm trying to get up there and get me some sea legs. What's happening? What can I do?
Help me out, girl.
Right. What
Help
you got?
a sister out.
What you got on these legs?" And so the evil witch was like, "Well, I mean, I can give you this potion, but I need something in return." So I think in the original story, she gave her singing voice or whatever.
Yeah, she gives her voice.
Her
not
voice
not
completely.
just her singing voice, her whole voice. She cannot
Okay.
speak. She gives it to her in this little shell, and it
Okay.
comes out as like a glowing ball of light out of her throat.
Okay.
And then it goes into this little shell.
Okay.
Yeah.
In this story, she cuts her fucking tongue out. So
She said, hold on, baby, I got something for you.
right.
Damn.
So one of the things.
Again, so all these girls like desperate for that D,
Right.
cutting off body parts.
Right, just out here looking for it, thirsting for it, if you will,
Jezebels.
harlots, if you will, trollops and all of them. So, what it is happening is like the part of the thing was okay, yeah, you'll get these legs, but there's a lot of stipulations, like a lot goes into this. So for one thing, it will feel like your body is being cut in half by a sword when you ingest this and grow your legs.
Ew.
Second part, you every time you step, it will feel like you're stepping on knives. So walking hurts.
Wow.
Getting them hurts. Everything fucking sucks about this. The only upshot is that you can dance like a motherfucker.
Oh. Okay.
So she's gonna be the best dancer to ever dance.
So like, it just hurts her feet when she walks. It doesn't hurt when she dances.
Oh no, it hurts when she dances too.
Oh.
Like if her feet touch the ground, it hurts. Is her
She's
whole
like,
thing.
I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm
My
trying
feet
to get some dick.
Yeah.
Right, my feet might be in the air anyway.
She's like,
ain't standing on
I
nothing.
don't need to be walking.
I ain't trying to walk for the next fucking 3 weeks.
Right.
My feet about to be up by my ears. Girl.
Right. Bent up real
I ain't gonna
quick.
be on my feet.
Right. The other caveat of this though is that in order to gain a soul, she had to marry the prince. So she had to get the prince to fall in love with her and marry her, and then she would gain part of his soul to gain immortality in the afterlife, like he has.
Okay.
If she doesn't, she'll die heartbroken and turn to sea foam.
Okay. Cool.
So there's that. So anyway, so she does this whole process. She gets on land, drinks the potion, blah, 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 meets the prince. Her and the prince are kicking it heavy as fuck. But she's mute. She can't say shit. Because, again, no tongue.
You would think he would be into that, probably, right? He's a dude.
The tongue's important for many reasons. Anyways, so
Yeah, she could just like hand signal a blowjob and he'll be like, let's go.
that'd be weird, though, because they're missing a piece of the puzzle. Think about it.
Yeah, but she can't sass back to him. She can't talk. So I know plenty of guys who would be real into that.
Yeah, I know a couple too, but that's not what we're getting at here. Anywho, so they're kicking it real heavy. Like I said before, they're hanging out, they're going dancing. He's mesmerized by how she dances. Like I said before, she's the best dancer, even though it hurts her like a motherfucker.
She's dancing and then just like crying her eyes out because it hurts so bad.
Right. I mean, she held it together apparently. But the problem is that he is a prince. I mean, that's still, arranged marriages are still a fucking thing. So he was arranged to be married to a princess of the next kingdom. Well, the problem is that he didn't want to. He told the prince, the mermaid is like, I don't want to marry this woman. She ain't it. But there's another woman though that I do want to marry. and it ain't you.
Oh shit.
So
He's like, you know, I like someone else.
right, it's not me, it's you.
I like someone I don't
That
wanna
can
marry
talk.
this other
He said,
girl.
"This is just my Tuesday night, baby. I'll see you later."
Right, I holler. And when I leave, come together like butt cheeks. Anyway, so Ariel was like, "Oh God, what am I?" Her name wasn't even Ariel. It never says Ariel in this at all that I found.
Just
So
call her Ariel.
I'm just gonna use it because it's fucking convenient.
Yeah.
Anywho, so she was like, "Oh fuck." Like, what do I do? And he's like, I'm going to marry the temple woman that saved my life. I want to marry her. Well, turns out she was the princess. She was there for school, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So he's like, I love her. She saved my life. And Ariel can't tell her that it was her because, again, no tongue.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I'm like, why couldn't she learn how to write at some point?
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways,
I feel like that would probably take a while.
well, that's also true. But I mean, if she can understand them, if they can understand each other.
Yeah, that's true. She could at least do a little bit like blink once for yes, twice for no.
Yeah.
Shake
Like
your
it's
head.
yeah,
something,
blink
you know?
once for I was going to save your life, not that
Yeah.
bitch over there. Like,
She's just like,
You don't know what I've done to get here.
well, the story carries on. So the princess of getting married. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Before that, the princess is about to marry this woman. Ariel's about to fucking turn to sea foam. It's a whole mess. So her sister's like, let me help the homie out. So the sisters go to the sea witch and like, hey, our sister's about to die. This dude's an asshole, apparently. Da 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 da. He ain't shit. He married this other bitty. I need to help my homie out. So she's like, okay, I got you. Here's the thing. I mean, all your hair.
their hair.
Yes. So they cut off their hair and
Bald mermaids.
pretty much, yeah, literally a bunch of all mermaids. And like, okay, cool. Here's the hair. What do we do? He's witch is like, oh, well, here's a knife. If she kills the prince on his wedding night and the blood from him drips on her feet, she'll turn back into a mermaid and she'll be fine.
Okay.
Cool. So they go like,
This is
hey,
so wild. Like, what's her name? Ursula, this fucking witch bitch?
I mean, that's not even they gave her in the movie.
Like,
Yeah.
when someone tells you rules like that, I'd be like, what the hell? She's like, I don't make the rules, baby.
That's just how it be.
I'm just
Right.
the middleman.
It says right here in this book.
Right. So they're smoking a cigarette like, I mean,
Hey, you know?
you want this or not?
They're like, help us, your sister's gonna die. She's like, yeah, I got some nice hair.
Got some pretty hair.
Mama needs a new wig.
Right. What's that? Y'all using a L'Oreal?
It's like either these are real rules or she just made this shit up because she was
mean-
like,
I mean, she is a witch.
She's the one with the magic. I don't know. Who
Exactly.
else is
Like, they
controlling
don't
it.
have magic. So, I mean, what else you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
oh, God.
So they go
They're
to.
like, he's an asshole. What do we do? Kill him.
Kill-
Stab him.
Which I feel like is the advice that any woman has given at least once in her fucking life.
I'm going to need proof of the blood. Get the blood.
Right, get the blood.
on
I
your
want to
feet.
see blood on your feet.
Get the
Right.
blood on your feet so I know it's real.
I feel like any girl best friend you've ever had, like, oh, this man broke my heart.
When are we killing him?
There it is. So here's a knife. Let's go have at it. So they go to the service like, hey, Ariel, you got this knife. I mean,
Hey, you know?
who's gonna believe a mermaid killed this motherfucker? Like,
A bald mermaid came up here,
Like a-
stabbed him.
Got stabbed by a half a fish.
right?
No one's going to believe
Who's
that
gonna believe
shit.
that? It's a perfect crime,
Like, what are they going to take you to jail?
right? Water jail? Fuck out of here. So, the sisters, of course, tell Ariel this, and there's like, okay, whatever. Night of the wedding, she sneaks into his room. Is about to stab him. Like, you know what? He's in love. I'm not gonna stab this dude. So then she falls in the ocean and turns to the foam. So,
She just fucking dies.
well, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then apparently, though, she does get a second chance at life. She goes up to the clouds. Apparently, she gets like ascended to the clouds. Becomes the daughter of the air or spirit or some sort. And it's told if she does good deeds 300 years, she can go to heaven.
300 years.
That's the lifespan of a mermaid, apparently.
Damn.
So there's that.
Okay.
So at least it has a moderately happy ending. I
Comes
mean,
back as Halle Bailey.
fucking obviously,
Yeah.
the Black Sea got her.
Yeah.
I think she weighed her options. She's like, well, either way, I'm not getting dick anymore.
Right.
But now, if I go back, I got to deal with this Ursula bitch. Let me
Right.
see
She
what
cut
this-
my tongue out. My sister's is bald. It's
Like,
it's a mess.
how do I
Time to
fix
move out of
this?
here.
It's a fucking mess. It really is.
Her sisters are like, you made us shave our heads
Right.
for nothing, you bitch.
I didn't even think about that part.
I'm
Right.
gonna kill this man anyway. Where's he at?
They all just like flop up on the fucking boat, start stabbing his ass.
And this dude's just living his life, man. He's just
Yeah.
out there partying, you know? Not giving a
This
fuck.
mute chick comes out of nowhere. He's like, you're cool, but I mean, what's up? It's not it.
Right. This ain't it.
All
This
these
ain't
weird,
the one.
quiet chicks just keep coming up to me, man. I don't know.
Right. Like, what? Why are these bald fucking fish people trying to stab me? The fuck is this
What did
shit?
I do, man?
Fucking A.
Oh man, I guess that's like the probably the best happy ever after of those sales because it starts off shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts off pretty bad.
Wild.
Oh yes.
Well, you succeeded. You did lighten the mood.
Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you, my friend.
That's right.
Appreciate it. I think they should make a more accurate version. Like, not Disney necessarily, but like there should be a movie that's like more detailed like that. I would watch it.
I mean, I'm sure.
I'd watch it.
Sure.
I mean, I want to see the bald mermaids.
Just fucking trying to stab a dude.
Yeah.
It's
If they
my
made
sister.
like a scary movie version
like a
of
horror
Disney,
version.
where they just made fun of it
Well, that's
the whole
what
time.
That's what we're doing now.
Is so Winnie the Pooh is like entering the public domain. So that's why they made that like horror Winnie the Pooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never watched it, but it looked fucking weird.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that was a really strange one there.
Oh, actually, someone told me, Moon from Philadelphia told me the real story about that horror Winnie the Pooh movie. It just got me really intrigued to watch it because it was way different than what I thought it was.
Right on.
I'm super intrigued by that. Yeah,
Interesting. Very interesting.
they could probably do that with the Mermaid movie.
Yeah.
I mean, mermaids themselves are mythology-wise are pretty fucking terrifying.
Pretty
so
fucking scary.
All I'm asking for.
I mean,
Horror Little Mermaid.
it's always funny to me that because you think about like those tales of mermaids, like leading men to
their deaths.
to their deaths and all that good stuff, and turn out it was just a bunch of fucking manatees. Like, you guys ever heard that before?
I have
No.
I've heard
Okay.
that.
I have
Oh,
not.
all right.
That-
So
that, like-
here you go, Deej. So got something for you. So everybody hates Christopher Columbus. Mm-hmm. Well, there's a good chance he fucked a manatee. So,
Jesus Christ. Them boys like to party.
But like
damn
also supposedly like there's like this myth that like it's all the sailors and several of them had this misconception. Supposedly it was just him. From what I've heard, it was
Right.
just him.
Yep.
He was the only one.
yep.
Yeah, you're trying to fuck a sea pancake. What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
It's really a sea cow. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But well, yeah, because like if you look at because manatees actually do have little fingernails and shit. It's pretty great. They're like, if you get close to one, just look at it.
Get close to a manatee right now.
They're pretty fucking chill. So I mean, you
you
can
can,
like
yeah.
they ain't gonna do anything to you.
I wonder what they
But-
feel like. I feel like they
Flesh.
would.
Not
I feel like they
according-
would feel like a potato.
Isn't
They
that
look
what
like a
fucking
potato.
killed Steve Irwin?
No, that's a
it's a
fucking
stingray.
stingray.
Ray. Oh, yeah.
Dude, man, I don't think manatees have killed anybody.
Oh, they just
yeah,
float
yeah.
around.
They're not
fat.
right? It's pretty much the life I want to live. Just float, be fat.
Wrong answer.
Halfway there.
Yeah. Just gotta float now.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Just missing the fucking floating part. Yeah, so the whole thing about manatees, the whole thing with Christopher Columbus is they were talking about manatees. He was talking about manatees. He might have fucked one.
Yeah.
He might have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't put it past him.
That's like what people
old
used to
razzle-dazzle.
say that the origin of mermaids was that sailors were like hallucinating and they missed women so badly that they would see a manatee and like think that that's a woman or like a mermaid.
Yeah.
But then it's like that actually kind of didn't really happen. It was just Christopher Columbus.
We talked about it like the Roanoke episode. Like when you get a bunch of fucking sailors and no women around, they start to do some weird,
Weird shit.
They do.
Yeah.
Yep.
They do.
Weird shit happens.
That's what happens when you leave men alone.
For too long, yeah.
Like
Too
we'll
long.
figure this shit out.
Yeah. We'll fuck something.
That's That's really it. Yeah, that's true. That
Yeah.
is true. I was going to tell another Disney story, but we're already at an hour, so I mean, I can save that one for next time.
Yeah, let's save it because there's some other ones that
Yeah,
I
we need
think
that. We will do this again.
we should do a part
Yes.
2 at some point, and we'll do that one, and
Yeah.
we'll do Sleeping Beauty because that one's really fucked up as well.
Beauty and the Beast is a good one.
Ooh, yeah.
I want to talk
He
about.
had brothers, and nobody talks about that.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's that.
Was it Belle à la Bête or something like that? The French.
I don't know. They were French. Nobody cares.
Well, there go our French listeners.
That's my line.
yeah, we lost those a long time ago.
Yeah, we did.
We lost those a long.
Yeah, we really did. Nobody. We've talked so much about the French. In
I
this.
think we lost them with your French accent that you have done in the past.
I think that might have kept him on for a little bit longer. As a matter of fact,
It's true. It's well, one of the two ways that could have gone, really. So anyways, like I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, please give us a like and share. Start talking to your friends about us. Have your friends join our social medias.
Yeah.
We have link trees in every one of our posts. Start sharing the link tree. Give us some love.
Send it to your coworker, that weird guy who you don't have anything else to talk to about with him. Be like, hey, have you heard about this podcast? It's cool. Listen to it.
yeah, you don't got to start from the beginning. You could just pick an episode and fucking
Yeah, at this point we have enough. Like you can literally just pick a topic you think is interesting and go for it.
yeah, just go.
Yeah, we don't have an overarching storyline or anything.
No, fuck no. Fuck no. Because I mean exactly you came in the middle of the damn season if
I
that's the
sure
case.
did.
And out of nowhere, we had no build up to that at
No
all.
preamble. I'm here.
Just bam, B. There you go. But yeah, so like I said before, give us some love out there, and we appreciate the viewership so far. I mean, we've been doing really well, trending upward as per usual, and that's because of you all. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Anyways, we'll be back
Yep.
next week. Hopefully less smoggy. So, anyways, better air quality. Y'all be safe out there.
Have a good one.
Bye.